Right, and welcome back to another tutorial. In our earliest tutorial, we designed an infographics flowchart, and this is what you are looking at. Now, in that video, I told you that in a subsequent video, I'm going to show you how to remove the background of an image, and then how to design a semicircle and other forms of circle. I'm also going to show you how you can put or place an image inside a shape, such as a circle, rectangle, or any other shape. Alright, so if you have not watched these videos, I suppose you should go back and watch them, because we did certain things that I'm not going to repeat in this new video. Okay, so let's start with it. To start with, I'm just going to create a new project for ourselves, and to do that, we go to File tab here and then click on New. You can also use the shortcut that is Ctrl+N. That is, if you know a lot more about it, the shortcuts and other things. This video is for beginners, so you can just go through the processes that I'm going through. And then you select, I'm going to use the preset that is 1920 by 1080. So I'm just going to select that one and then move on. I have everything right here. I'll only change the title to image. Alright, and then I'll click on create. Good. So these are the things you are going to do. I'm showing you how to remove a background of an image, and there are various ways we can use to remove the background of an image. I'm not going to say 3, 2, 1, 4, 5 or any other ways you use. There are various ways, and none of them is wrong. None of the process that you use to remove background is wrong. I can never say that it is wrong. Just the fact that the end result should be that the image background has been removed. So here I'm going to show you at least 3 ways you can remove the background of an image. Alright, so as I told you in the first video, that you should create a folder for your project, so that anytime you want something from there, you can just open that folder and then get it. So I'm just going to open my folder. I have it here, and my folder is on the desktop, and I have named it project. You can name yours Photoshop project, or the name of the project. That is advisable. Okay, the name of the project. So if it's a flyer, you can just say flyer project, funeral banner, funeral poster, and then put all the items you are going to need on it. In this folder, I have 2 images, 2 gentlemen, one holding a laptop and one holding laundry clothes that he's going to wash. Okay, now I'm going to select any of them, and I'm going to select any of them. Okay, so I will select this one, and then I will drag it onto the Photoshop application. Okay, here I'm going to show you can minimize this, and then so that you can have a feel, or you can see the Photoshop application, or you can simply drag it to the Photoshop icon and then it automatically opens. So I'm just going to do the drag and drop right here. So I'll just hold the left key or the left button on the mouse and then drag it onto the space. So you can see that there is a copy here, so which means make a copy plus copy. So I'll just leave it onto the Photoshop space, or the space that I am working on. Alright, you can also go through the same process by dragging it to the Photoshop icon right here. Now another way you can also do this is to go to File tab and then go to Open. Alright, go to File tab and click on Open, and then locate the folder which contains your images. But for that process, it's going to open the image in another tab, or sort of another project. It's not going to bring it to the project that you have created. It's going to open it in another Photoshop space. Okay, so I have the image copied here, and then I'll just click on transform. So transform in place document. So I'll just click on transform to remove the transform controls from it. So this looks like it has been selected, so you need to transform it into the image before you can work on it. So let's wait for the transforming process, and then it is done for us. So this is the image I have, a gentleman holding his laptop, and I said I'm going to show you the various ways we can use. So to remove the image background, I have my background that I want to use, but this man has also his own background that he came up with. I don't need that. I just want to remove the man from the background. Good. how do I do it? Now I have this man selected. All right, I have this man selected here. I can just go to the properties area right here. So these are the properties of the images, and then you can see the name of the images right here. Okay, good. I can just scroll down here. I can just scroll down here. Okay, to look at the other information about the image. So we can say you have edit content right here. You can just click on it to look at it. Edit content, choose file, save file, commit changes. It will be reflected upon turning to image. Okay, so you can convert to linked image. So there are other ways, there are other properties that are attached to the image. Okay, if you care to know, this is just an add-on to it, and it's not part of the original thing I'm going to do. So I just wanted you to know. And you see that it has been opened in another folder, as I said, but that's not the focus of the image, the focus of the tutorial. All right, so let me just come back to this one. Good. So I'm going to use a tool which is called the quick selection tool. I'm going to use the quick selection tool to do this time around. So I'll just go, where is it hiding? I think it's hiding somewhere here. It's hiding somewhere here. No. Yes, so it's hiding somewhere here. The fourth tool, which is object selection tool. Then I'll just click on the quick selection tool, or you can just press W to select. So I have the quick selection tool right here. I'll click on the quick selection tool, and then immediately look at the arrow turn into a circle with an addition sign in it. All right, the addition sign shows that you are going to add selection. All right, and then you have a negative, or the subtraction sign, which means subtract from the selection. All right, so you're going to add selection, and then you're going to subtract. When the selection goes overboard, we are going to subtract it. So I want to see the edges of the image. So what I'll do is that I'll use the zoom tool to do that. So I've already selected this, and I don't want to go back selecting it again. So let's just zoom it in. So I'll just press the Z key on the keyboard and then zoom it so that I can see the edges of the image. All right, now I think this looks good. So I'll just go back to select my quick selection tool, and then I'll just add it on the image. So we are adding selection, so I'll just add, and you see that anytime I add, it makes selection. Anytime I add, it will make selection of the part I want. Now with this, I can just, you see that I selected just the hair. All right, I can just remove it. Okay, sorry, the image should be blocked if I want to. All right, okay, so let's go to this. Now anytime I select, you see that it has selected the hair. All right, so let's keep on selecting. You can just click on it, and then it's select. You can just click on to select. All right, now there's a quick way to do it, but I just want to show you how. I told you that there are different ways you can do it. So you can select, then good. So you can see that some areas which are not, I don't want, has been selected. So this is when we subtract from the selection. So just click on it, and then it will be deselected. Now you see I can also reduce the size of the selector, the tool, okay, the quick selection tool, by pressing on the left square bracket, okay, the left square bracket, it will reduce the size, and then the right square bracket will increase the size for me. Or I can just come here, drop down, and then increase or decrease the size of the tool. Good. So we are still selecting we are still selecting it. Okay, so we have to select every part that we need. So now we are selecting the part that we need. Okay, and then we will just remove it. So let me just do this in quick succession. The ways we can just press and then it will remove, but I want you to understand the ways. So after that I'll teach you how you can do that also. So I'm teaching you the various ways you can do it. So let's go. All right. Okay, so assuming I want to select up to the edge of the shirt, okay, like this. I want to select, I don't want, it's almost left with small, but I don't want to select the other part. So this is what I do. I want to select just this one, and since I have selected this one, I can edit it. So imagine I want to delete the guy from it or erase him. I can just come and select the eraser tool. I'll just select the eraser tool and then convert to smart object. So it will just prompt me to convert the content to smart object. Click on OK, and now I can erase the guy from, because I have selected him. So whatever I've selected will be erased. I cannot erase the background because I've not selected the background, so I can just erase the guy from it. Alright, good. Let me press undo to do that. So because I want to remove the background and I want to use the eraser, alright, first I want to use the eraser to remove it. So I've selected the guy, but I want to remove the eraser. So what do? I have to rather select the background. Alright, and since I cannot select the background on that note, I have to select the guy, and then after I will do a new selection. And this is how we do it. We are going to do the inverse of the selection. The inverse of the selection means the other way around. We have selected the subject, that is the guy. We want to rather inverse it to select it, select the background rather. So we are going to do inverse. So you go to select here and click on inverse. Alright, so there's a shortcut that is Shift Control I. So inverse, and then it will rather select the background. So you can see that the background edges have been selected. So now I can just go ahead and do the eraser. So I can just go ahead, let me increase the size of the eraser using the right good. I can just erase the background of the image just like that. Alright, because I've selected the background rather. So with this, even if you click on the guy, it will not erase him because he is not the selected object or layer. So I'll just clean everything. So this is another way to remove a background of an image. So you see, quite simple, right? So I've erased everything. Now after that, I can deselect the background so that I can continue with the rest of my work. So here to deselect, you can go to select again and then go to deselect. So that is Control D. Alright, I'm showing you all this process because you're a beginner. Alright, so that is it. We have deselected it, and then we have our guy right here without a background, and now we can set our own background for him. Alright, we can set our own background for him because we didn't want his background. So you can just set a new background for our guy here. Let's change the layer, so I'll bring him on top rather. So the guy has received a new background. Alright, take time. You can see that alright, there are other technicalities involved, but I can show you now. This is what I have. Good. So you can just use it for your academic banner, your course banners, and other things, and it will just look nice. That is not the focus of this design, so I'm not going to go through the whole process. You see, as I'm training you, as I'm teaching you, the creativity is coming, but I need to suppress myself because that's not the focus of this video. Now this is the first way to remove the background of an image. Let's move on to another way. So I'm just going to select the image right here. So there's another image I've opened, the same guy. All right, I'm going to show you another way you can do it, and still on the quick selection tool. So the first one I showed you the hard way. All right, so here I'm going to show you the soft way. So still on the quick selection tool, I'll just click on it and then immediately go to select subject. There's a tab here which says select subject. I'll just click on it, and then the artificial intelligence that is built into Photoshop will just do the calculation, manipulation, and identify that the guy is the subject and not the background, and not even the shadow of the guy. The guy holding the laptop is the subject. So it will take a while to go through this, to identify this, and blah blah blah, the edges of the guy and other things, and then remove it squarely for us. So let's just wait as the okay. So you see, selecting subject, the progress, calculating the progress, and other things, to just look at the image and then select everything. All right. Now there is another way we can also use it, but that way, that process works with images that have solid backgrounds. All right, and when I talk about solid backgrounds, images that have only one color as the background. So you can have an image like an image that has a red and all red background, an image that has an all white background that you want to put it on a different background, other colored background. And you can also have an image that has any other color, but there was only one color. Okay, the only one red, all blue, all green, all yellow, all the same color. All right, that is the other process. That is all the images that we can use to work with. They don't work with images with different combination of different like gradients. An image with a gradient background, no, they don't work with that. And I'm talking about the background remover. Okay, the quick eraser tool. Okay, the quick eraser tool. There is another tool in Photoshop which is called the quick eraser, which is built on the eraser tool, and then we are going to look at that after this process. It is called the quick eraser tool. For that one, it, as I told you, it works with images with only solid color, that is one color image. All right, so I've showed you the first one, which is using the quick selection tool and then selecting the image, going to the inverse that to select the background, and then using the eraser to clean the background, then the tool, and then selecting the subject with Photoshop AI to select the edges, to select the image for us. So it is taking a while. Yes, that will happen. It is taking a while. Maybe you have a powerful machine that can make it quicker. That is cool, but this is what I have, and it will take quite good. So you can see it has selected the image squarely, and this is what happened. Any image or any side of the image that was not well detected will not be selected, so because it will not be accounted as part of the subject. So let's zoom out, let's zoom in to see what we have. So you can see that it has selected the edges of the image that can be identified. All the edges that can be identified have been selected squarely for us. So you see, including the spaces within it. All right, within the spaces with everything. But you can see that the other places that were not selected, that is because the AI couldn't detect that area. So what you need to do is click on the selection tool, quick selection tool, and rather adjust the selection to that area. So you can just add the selection to that area. It is still allowed. All right, you can just, these are the areas that were not selected, so you can just do justice to it yourself, one after the other. So you can see that it has selected it very nice, nicely. All right, selected nicely for us. Good. Quick selection tool, rendering. All right, so these areas were not selected, they are part of it. So now it has gone overboard, so let's try to reduce it. And another way is, instead of selecting the minus, the subtraction tool, you can just hit on the alt key, press the alt key, and then click on it, and then it will be deselected. All right, to be subtracted for us. So this is another way you can do it, that is using the select subject, the quick selection tool, then the quick select subject command, then to do it. But to this time, you can either do the inverse and click the background, or you can also press and then pick the image from there. Okay, so you can see, you can just remove the image and place it other at different place, or you can take it to your project. Okay, so I'll just drop it here. You can just do the drag and then drop it over your project. All right, so it's quite larger for me. Let me reduce it small. So where is it? So I'll just reduce the size to cover my space, the space that I have. So this is it. All right, good. So this is the image that was selected for me. All right, so this is the second way, or the second process to use to remove the background of an image. All right, this is the second process. So you can see the difference, right? You can see the differences. This is what we did manually, and this is what was generated by the AI that is built into Photoshop 2021. That is cool, right? The detail is so strong. The detail is so strong. All right, so you are done with it. Now I also said I want to show you another way, and that way is using the quick eraser tool. Okay, so I told you that it works with image with one background, a solid background. So what you do is that when you have the image like this, now this one has shadows and other things, so you cannot remove it once and for all. So but let's try it here. So you go to the eraser tool here, and then you click the drop down, then you go to the magic eraser tool. Okay, we call it the magic eraser. You click on it, and then you just click on the background or the areas you want to remove. Once you click on it, it's just going to remove. It's also use AI, so it's going to detect the places that belong, or the places that has the same color. So you see that all the areas that have the same color, including some part of the shirt, have been removed. Okay, so this one, so if the image has a solid background like all white or red, it's just going to remove that exact image. So this is the third process we can use. So find a solid color, an image with a solid color background, and then apply the magic eraser on it. Good. So now we have our images right here. Okay, and on this same project, I'm going to delete one of the images, this one. On this same project, I'm going to teach you how you can draw a semicircle and other forms of circle, and after that we're going to place this guy in those shapes that we are going to create. Right, so to design a semicircle, Photoshop doesn't have that. Maybe it may be in the shapes, in other shapes and other things, but we can, instead of going through all those processes and getting the image, the semicircle, I want us to quickly design our own semicircle to how we want it to be. So we go to the circle or the ellipse tool, and then we'll just create our circle right here. So I told you, you can hold the shift key and then drag on it, you can have it right here. So we have our circle right here, which I'm just going to remove the background. Okay, the blue background, I've removed it, and this is my circle. Now to have a semicircle, you know, a semicircle comes from the circle. All right, so definitely you draw a circle to do that, and after that we are going to use a tool called which we call direct selection tool. All right, So the direct selection tool is the white arrow placed here, and you can see Photoshop is showing us how we can use it. So we select the direct selection tool, and then we will select where we want to select or where we want to cut from. Alright, so I can decide to select just this area, okay, the first dot. Okay, I can just select that area, or I can just select the whole area, or I can select the any other area that I want to select. Okay, good. But to do that, you first must click on that point. Okay, you click on that point, and now you can do what? Move that area that you have selected. So you can see that we have moved it, and now we have, okay, it will turn to let. All right, so now we have this distorted ellipse. All right, we can have this here. Good. Sorry. Okay, so I was only showing you how we can do that. So you can have this distorted image like this. All right, so you can have this for us. We can direct it to wherever we want it to be. All right, we can direct it wherever we want it to be, like this, like that, any other way. So these are different shapes you can create from a circle. All right, using the quick selection tool. I just want to spoil the fun. All right, so let me undo the changes, because I want to create a semicircle, but I wanted to show you how we can use the direct selection tool. So since we have a circle, I'm just going to select the areas I want to create the semicircle from. Okay, all right, so I have my circle right here, and then I'll select the end part of it. And whenever I select the end part of it, I can just decide to press delete key on the keyboard. I'll just press the delete key, and then it will prompt me that this operation will turn a live shape into a regular path. So would you like to continue? I'll say yes, then I click continue, and then you see that that side that I selected has been cut off. All right, and now we have our semicircle right here. We have our semicircle right here. So I'm going to show you the process once again. You just need to have your circle. All right, the circle. Oh, selected already. Okay, your ellipse right here, and then you draw the regular shape, so which is the circle. You draw it like this, and then you go to the quick selection tool, the direct selection tool, and then you select the area you want to select. So if you want to create it from this side, then you select this side, and then what you're going to do is that you press delete key on the keyboard. So to tell you, to show you, turn to this blah blah blah, click on yes, and then you have your semicircle created right for you. All right, let's see. You can select this area, click again, and then see the circle has been cut off to something like this. So this is how you can create a semicircle. All right, I want to show you how you can also create a blob. All right, a blob is kind of, as I said in the introduction, kind of distorted circle or ellipse. So I don't want this, so I'm going to delete and then increase the size small. I want to design a blob. Okay, so this is it. Good. So I'll use the direct selection tool as well. I will select it, and then select the edge one here, and then pull it inside like this. As I started designing, you have seen what I want to create. So yes, you should turn it, and then you can bring it like this. So you see, creating a blob, kind of distorted circle, mostly used for cartoon animations and other things. Good. So this is what I have here, and I'm going to apply some styles to it. I'm going to apply the stroke to it. I'm going to use a white stroke to it. I'm going to add a gradient to it, and I'm going to add a shadow to it. All right. So all these things we did it in our earlier video, so you may have to visit that video if you have not, to get yourself acquainted with the processes we used. So I'll just go to drop shadow to see. Alright, yes, it has shown. Let me increase the size small to see. Okay, so, and I want to add a gradient overlay to it, and my gradient is showing now. I'm going to select one of the presets. I'll choose this purples. Okay, I'll choose, let me have this. Alright, so I have this right here. You can set out the direction in whichever way you want it. So this is in, you know, the radial, you know, the linear, you know the reflected, you know, the diamond. So this is how we create a blob. Now let's move on to how we can put the image inside a shape. Now this is what we're going to do. This is the last thing. So we have our image there, and let's first put him inside a circle. Okay, so we're going to put this guy inside of a circle, and all the processes are the same. Okay, the process we put an image into a circle is the process the same as how we put in a rectangle. So to do that, we need to first arrange the layers in a way that the image will be on top of the shape. So I'm going to click here and then drag the image to be on top of the shape. So let me bring him here. Okay, so we have this guy right here. We want to put him inside the circle, so let's reduce the size to how he can fit inside the circle. Now there are ways you can do it, and I'm going to show you here. As you can see how it looks like, I don't want him to enter into the circle, all right, like that. Here there are two ways you can use to do it, but I'm going to show you this trick. All right, I'm going to show you this trick before I move on to the next one. So I don't want him to just enter the circle. I just want him to be around, to be hanging around the circle like that. So let me zoom in a bit. Okay, now I'm going to this is a trick. Okay, this is a trick. You can use this, it doesn't matter. There are rules, but you can break the rules once you know how to use the tools. Now I'm going to clean this side, okay, the lower side of it, to match with the circle. So I'm going to pick my eraser tool, reduce the size. Okay, reduce the size, and I'm going to clean that edges. Okay, I'm going to clean this side like that. I'm going to clean this side. Like, it may not be the appropriate way, but for the beginner, I think you can go through this, and there is a way you can do it. Maybe I'll show you in the subsequent videos. That is masking. Okay, it is just for advanced. It's an advanced features. So good. I can just try to bring it small like this, so that, yes, so you can see that the guy looks like he has been placed on the circle or has been embedded, but his head is out. Okay, but there are other ways you can do this one, so I only wanted to show you how you can do it, but my focus is on to place this guy inside the circle. All right, so I'm going to go through the same process, but here I'll select the image. Whilst the image is on the shape, I'll select the image and then go to layer. All right, the layer tab here, I'll click on layer and then go to create clipping mask. So I told you about masking, but it's for advanced features. That okay, so create clipping mask, that is the shortcut is Alt, Control and then G. I'll click on it, and then immediately the guy will just enter the circle. So I can just pull him out like this to make sure that his head is showing. All right, his head is showing. Let me zoom back, and then you see what this guy looks like. So I've placed somebody's son in a circle like that. Okay, I've placed him in a circle like that. Okay, so let me enlarge it. Let me select all of them, and then enlarge it to cover the space. Alright, so the guy is inside a circle. The guy is inside a circle. Alright, so I have placed the guy inside a circle successfully. So remember the steps. You draw your circle or your shape, you bring your image and make sure that the image lies on top of the circle or the shape, and then go to layer, go to clip, create clipping mask, and then it will be created for you. Now let me add some styles. This is just for addition purposes, for other things. So let me add some styles like the ellipse, the stroke, the anything that you want to add to it. It is possible that you can add those things to it. All right, good. So we have successfully created, put our man inside a circle. Now we can as well put him inside a triangle. You can put him inside any other shape. Now let me try some crazy shape from the custom shape. So if I have something like an arrow and I want to put a guy inside an arrow, why will I even do that? I want to put a guy inside an arrow. Alright, I have an arrow like this. I want to put a guy inside an arrow. So I want to duplicate this. Okay, he's now on top of the arrow, and then I can use the same process. Go to layer, go to create clipping mask, and he is inside the arrow as I'm talking to you now. So these are the ways we can place an image into a shape. All right, so this video has been successful. Right, I told you in the beginning that we're going to remove the background of an image, and I showed you about 3 ways we can do that. And then I told you we are going to remove we're going to place somebody or an image inside a shape. All right, we have done that, and I told you that we're going to create a semicircle, and we have also done that. In my next video, I don't know, as I told you, we are in the earlier video, this is a challenge. Go to the comment section and then just type what you want me to do. All right, what you want me to design, anything that you want to design, just put it in the comment section. First, you need to subscribe. Second, you need to comment. Third, you need to share. Fourth, you need to click on the notification icon so that anytime I upload video, you get notification. And then I want you to type whatever you want me to design in the comment section. All right, just do that to support the channel. Now I've also told you that there are courses on Code Hub Africa platform that you can also do: website development, ethical hacking, cybersecurity, Microsoft Office suite, artificial intelligence, Python programming, Java, JavaScript, Dart programming language, mobile app development, Flutter, and everything. They are on the Code Hub Africa platform. I'll post the link there in the description so that you can just get. And I'm also going to do it again. I'm going to post my contact, my WhatsApp there, my Telegram channels there. I'm going to place it in the description below so that you can just get information and then just link me up. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. This video has been successful. We have been able to go through all the things we have done. So if you have not watched the earlier video and everything, just go watch them one after the other. Follow the procedure and you're going to become a professional graphic designer and you start earning money. There are more videos to be created, and I'm just going to show you how we can do what else. Okay, you just tell me in the comment section, but anytime I get something that I want to share with you, I'm just going to. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.